Bonjour à tous. On va commencer la conférence de presse avec vos questions pour Marco Verratti.
Hello, everyone. We'll start with questions for Marco Verratti and then questions for the coach afterwards. First question then, Loïc Tanzi.
Bonjour Marco.
Hi, Marco. What sort of match are you expecting tomorrow? Pep Guardiola said you're going to have to be careful. It's the kind of game where everyone's going to have to try to control and manage their emotions and feelings. Will that be the same for you? Well, sure. It's going to be a semi-final, Champions League. The team that goes through gets the final. It's a great game, I would have thought. It's going to be a great game. We're really happy to be able to play this type of a game. I think that, we've played a lot of good games over the last few years or so. So we, have to be calm, keep our heads and play our game as we have done to get as far as we've got thus far. Keep doing that. And we know it's going to be difficult. Both teams want to get through to the final after all, don't they? So I think that, it's going to be, you're going to have to control our emotions. They're going to be hard, tough times during the game, I guess. And we need to give our utmost every single second of every single minute. And as we saw in the first game, these are the kind of games that were decided by small details. So and this time, let's hope that the small details fall in our favour. Thank you. Philippe, please. Hi, Marco. Now, you played the last two games against Barca and Bayern. When you went into the second leg, you were ahead over the course of the two games, whereas now you're behind. So how does that change in terms of your approach? How does that change your approach, and how do you approach this, both you, the players and the staff? Well, it is true that it's a little bit different from a mental point of view. We want to get to the final, of course, and to get to the final, we have to win by 2 clear goals, of course. And ultimately, though, our starting point for every game is that we want to win. We want to win. There's no doubt about that. We know that it's difficult. It's going to be difficult winning here. But, here we are, and we're going to give absolutely everything to try to win the game. We have nothing to lose, I don't think. I think we need to, enjoy the game, think about our football. Everyone dreams about playing these kinds of games, don't they, after all? And that's why I think that we need to be happy to be involved, play good football, move the ball around and show our character. We're going to need all of those ingredients if we're going to get to the final, I think. And as a team, I think that we really want to show that, when we're playing away from home, we show a lot of personality. We've won lots of games this year. And these are the kind of games you're going to have to play if you want to get through to the final. So we're going to want to do our utmost to get to the final. Absolutely. Alex, please. Hi, Michael. Can you tell us a bit about the atmosphere within the group at the moment? And, what were things like amongst the group the last week or so? Because obviously you lost against Manchester City, but then you beat Lens at the weekend. Well, the atmosphere is really good. We're still in competition to win 3 different trophies, which will be a wonderful thing. And obviously, after the Manchester City game, we're a little bit disappointed, of course. Perhaps it was a game we didn't necessarily deserve to lose. But then we played Lens are a really good team, play excellent football. And they're certainly worthy of where they sit in the Championship in France at the moment. We won that game, and now we're preparing for the game here in Manchester. We're happy, we can't wait to get out onto the field, to be honest with you, to see what we can do together. And we have to believe in ourselves. We have to be the first people to believe in ourselves, of course. We're a great group, I think, and we need to keep our heads, be calm, and just do what we always do. Train well, 100%, play well, 100%, win every duel, as it were, win every ball and do our utmost. Thank you.
Are probably the 2 most creative forces on either side of the team. How important will it be to try and stop Kevin De Bruyne's influence on this tie?
Oui, bien sûr, Kevin De Bruyne, c'est un joueur fantastique.
Well, there's no doubt he's a fantastic player, very strong player. We've already played against lots of top players, and of course, if you want to get to the Champions League final, you're going to have to play against the best, and Kevin's certainly one of the best. But City's more than Kevin De Bruyne. They've got plenty of good players who have to play against them as a team. It's a team game after all, and so there's going to be 11 warriors out there battling away to win each and every ball. And that's why, we're talking about a team, a collective group, and we'll be doing our utmost to make the game as difficult as possible for Manchester City. Julien Froment. Hi, Marco. The key to the question, what is the key to this game? Is it the mental approach, your spirit? You have to be combative on the pitch. But I mean, Neymar said he's prepared to die out on the pitch. That's what he said. That's what it's all about, being combative on the pitch and fighting. Well, I think that is the real key is playing football. Playing football, try to create opportunities to make the most of this opportunity, this wonderful opportunity to play this game. There's the mental side of things. There's the one-on-ones, the duels, as it were. You need a huge amount of character and personality to play a game like this as well. You need all sorts of things. These are all ingredients that you have to pour into a victory in a Champions League game. But a Champions League match gets won on small details. You're not going to have your own way of things 90 minutes every single game you play. Sometimes it might just be like some genius stroke, a stroke of genius to win a game, something from Neymar, Mbappe, or whoever. But you have to play the ball, and that's what it's all about, playing our football. Thank you. Yamian Degar.
Bonsoir Marco.
Hi, Marco. People have been talking a lot about Kevin De Bruyne, but perhaps one of the keys of this game is to reduce the influence that Rodri and Gundogan have on the game. When Manchester United beat City 2-0, they really managed to contain Rodri and Gundogan. Well, they're really important players, of course. They fit into Guardiola's style of play. They've been playing together now as a collective group for 4 or 5 years. I think that we played an excellent first half in the home leg, and we didn't play so well in the second half. I mean, we're playing a really strong team. There's a reason why they're playing in the semi-final, and that's why game management is important. We have to make our presence felt on the pitch, look after the details, and I think one of the keys is that we need to ensure that we improve on the second half performance from last week, and make sure that we're put ourselves in a place to play an excellent game. Thank you.
Hello, Marco. My name is Adize Kenneth. I represent BeanymanSports. What can you do on the pitch when you feel you aren't in good form?
Prier Dieu.
Well, I suppose we can pray. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, there's lots of things we can do. I mean, sometimes we're going to have hard times in a game. I mean, we're not extraterrestrials after all. There are times when we're going to find things difficult. We're playing the Champions League semi-final. After all, we're playing against the best team in the world. Perhaps they also want to win, just as we want to win. So there are going to be games when we're struggling. You have to be good in attack, good in defence. That's what sport's all about. That's what football is all about. There are times when you're in charge and you've got the ball and you can try and score, but there are times when you suffer as well. And that will happen tomorrow, and we'll suffer together and play well together, I'm sure. It's a semi-final. We knew it was going to be tough to get to the final, quite clearly. And these, difficult games, Bayern Munich, I mean, we suffered right to the last minute. Barcelona, we won 4-1 away, and then we played the home game, and think about how difficult we found that. We're prepared to battle, to fight, to do absolutely everything, to win this game. Brad Cox, please.
Hi, Marco. Manchester City retain possession so well, which can frustrate you as a player at times, especially being behind in the game. How do you keep yourself so calm in these sort of situations, when the stakes are so high?
Oui, bien sûr, c'est un peu le style de jeu de Guardiola.
Well, yeah, that's how Guardiola likes to play, doesn't he? It's all about possession and to control the game through possession, dictating the tempo of the game as well, and then accelerating the tempo when they want to. We have to be focused about us. Obviously, we're playing a great team, but we're a great team as well. I think, we also deserve to be in the semi-final. We deserve to have this opportunity to fight through to the very last minute. We've played some fantastic games. We have a good team. We've got a fantastic coach as well here with us. Who's helped us to get this far. City are another good team, a very great team as well. We need to be clear, level-headed, and seize our opportunities. I mean, we're not 4 down, are we, going to tomorrow's game? They do have an advantage, absolutely, but nevertheless, we're here. We're not too far away from them, and then we'll give our all out on the pitch from our side, of course. And as I've already said, it's all about little details as well. And we know that City are going to try and keep possession, and we're going to have to bring our style to bear tomorrow as well. Thank you all very much.
Première question pour Mauricio Pochettino, Nicolas Paglia, Canal+.
Oui, bonjour Mauricio.
Bonjour. Hi, Mauricio. Can you give us some news about Mbappe? Will he be fit to start tomorrow? And have you made a decision as to the type of game you're going to play tomorrow? 4-4-2, 4-2-4, 4-4-2. What are you going to do tomorrow? Thank you.
Yes, I think we need to assess Kylian. Today is going to start with individual training sessions and see if he can be with the team on the end. I think it's still one day, and we see it today. Still, we didn't decide if it can be available or not to play tomorrow. And then the system that we are going to use, I think, it's going to be similar that we use from the beginning. That always trying to give to the player the trust and the confidence in playing the way that we play in the last few months.
Loïc Tanzi, RMC.
Good evening, Mauricio. People have been talking about possession, and Guardiola's game is all about possession. Do you think you're going to be able to deprive them of the ball tomorrow? Is that what you're going to try to do? Make sure they don't get so much possession?
I don't understand. It's difficult to understand the translation. I prefer to listen in French, the question, because I don't know. I prefer in English and in French to listen directly.
Vous voulez que je répète?
Yes, please, in French, please.
Oui, je disais, on parle beaucoup de possession du ballon dans le jeu de Pep Guardiola et dans le jeu de City. Est-ce que demain...
I have to translate it, Mr. Pochettino, because otherwise you won't be able to hear him, you see. That's the problem. So basically, it's all about possession, Pep's game. Tomorrow, are you going to deprive them of possession, make sure they can't get the ball? Is that your plan?
Yes, that is going to be the intention and going to be the challenge. We know very well, and explained Marco before, Manchester City is a team that is playing that more than 6 years under the same philosophy with Pep. And of course, it's a strong team built to play in this way. We are a team that we try to try to have some possession, but more balance in between transition and possession because of the characteristics of the player. But of course, tomorrow we need to be ready to suffer in some period of the game, like when we have our chances. We need to be clinic and we need to be aggressive. And of course, it's a game that 90 minutes to play, that you need to finish on the end, winning the game, scoring twice because we need 2 goals if we want to have the possibility to go through to the final. That is the objective, and we are going to try.
Bonjour Mauricio.
Bonjour.
Hello, Maurizio. Earlier, Pep Guardiola said a return leg of a semi-final is harder to prepare than a final of the Champions League. Do you agree?
It's difficult because if you not go through to the semi-final, you are not going to have the possibility to prepare the final. The final is only one game and depend of different factors. And in the semi-final, you have 2 legs to play, and of course the emotional approach tomorrow night is going to be there because it's a result that is in 1 week before that affect in the way that you approach the game. That is normal, depend of the result. Of course, tomorrow they are they have an advantage 2-1, and of course. We need to take the risk. We need to be brave. We need to be aggressive, and we need to plan the game. Knowing that Manchester City is a team that can manage a different way to play, being clever and believing, and try to show our quality on the pitch. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be difficult, but the most important that we are going to be ready.
Bonsoir Mauricio. Pour rebondir à la question
Just to
précédente.
pick up on the previous question, you came back against Ajax Amsterdam, didn't you, in the previous semi-final? Does that help you as an experience? And have you mentioned that game to your players to motivate them as well, to tell them anything's possible?
That was 2 years ago when we played quarterfinals here, and we got the semi-final with Tottenham. Nothing similar. I think the approach is going to be different. First, because are not fans. The atmosphere is going to be completely different. That change everything. Of course, the experience is important in football, but I think that reality is completely different. And then the second question was.
Oui, si vous aviez parlé de ce match avec les joueurs.
Yeah, have you spoken to your players about the game?
No, the motivation is, and in this type of games, semi-final of Champions League, I think Houston will have a problem. No, if we need to motivate our player, or Manchester City need to motivate the player, or the coaches like Pep or the coaching staff or us to motivate the player to play a semi-final tomorrow. We need to call, we need to have a call if that happens. I think the motivation is there. I think players love to play this type of game. No one want to be out or want to be involved. And I think that is a lot of topic in football that maybe it's better to avoid.
Lola Hernandez.
Aquí. Hola, sí, Mauricio, ¿me escuchas?
Hola.
Bueno,
Sí, te
como hay problemas con la traducción, yo te voy a preguntar en español. Igual luego, si puedes contestar en español y luego, si acaso, traducimos en inglés. Te voy a hacer 2 preguntas. Una, typical. ¿Is possible? Yes? Okay.
No, it's not possible.
Is not possible?
No.
Voy a contestar en inglés. Contesto en inglés.
Lola is going to ask a question in Spanish, but then Mauricio is going to answer in English.
It's better to quick in the 15 minutes, in the first 15 minutes, and then keep the calm. Y la segunda pregunta es about any song to motivate the players in the locker room. ¿Hay alguna canción que les vayas a motivar o hay algo que hagas especial? Gracias, Mauricio.
La primera no la escuché. No escuchemos la primera pregunta, no la escuchamos.
Sí, es importante marcar en los primeros 15 minutos y luego mantener la calma. Si es la clave quizás mañana para el partido.
Sí, I think it's difficult to know the key of the game to play tomorrow because things happen in football and it's difficult to prepare everything. The games are the game. Football is a game that can surprise you, and of course, the most important is on the end to win, and on the end to win and to score twice, and try that Manchester City no score. And then football can appear different moment that you need to manage there inside to the pitch, and that is about the habits that you create on the training session, the habits during the seasons, that the method, the philosophy, and in the way that the team live and is prepared to manage this emotional moment during the game. And then the second question, they used to have different music on the dressing room, and that is more up to them. They know some listen individual music with the phones, and that is more individual than collective. No, I'm not going to use any song special to motivate them tomorrow.
Hi, Maurizio.
Hi.
Maurizio, how much have you studied games like maybe the Chelsea-Manchester City game in the FA Cup this season, games that Manchester City have shown they can be got at, they can be beaten? Is that something you've kept a close eye on? And also, where would this rank for you if you get through this tie and into the final? Where would that rank in a moment in your career?
I think it's nothing to compare. I think when you play Champions League, it's different to the FA and to the Premier League, or for us to play the Ligue 1. I think it's impossible to compare. It's different approach. It's different mentality, different, like you were talking before about motivation, about aims. I think challenge. I think it's impossible to compare. The team are different and have different way to play and approach the games, and the tactics are different, and the characteristics of the player are different. I think it's impossible to compare. We know very well how City want to play. We, after a few months, we try to apply some ideas and rules on the team to play. We are in a construction to build and be strong in the way that we wanted to play. That is only that you can get is about time, but it's not excuse. It's only that I think we were capable to beat Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and 2 games, and I think it's only about the belief. Of course, Manchester City is there because they deserve to be on the semi-final like us. And on the end, it's about it's a game. It's a football game that who is better is going to go through to the final. I think it's not to go too much deeper, because I think it's confused for everyone. And then for us, I think it's a massive challenge. It's amazing to be in the semi-final, involved in this competition that is with the World Cup, the most important competition. And for the club, I think it's for Paris Saint-Germain to be in the semi-final with the possibility to be in the final. I think it's amazing because it's what the club won to be involved in the semi-final. Of course, after it's about to win the Champions League. But first, you need to build and you need to believe and be there and be like the club in the last few years is challenged there. And for sure, one day it's going to arrive. I hope this season happen, and tomorrow we have a very good game and go through to the final, and then with a chance to win the Champions League this season. That is the challenge, and of course, is what we want, is what the player have in their mind, and all together trying to that happen.
Daniel Matthews.
Hi, Maurizio. You said you're yet to decide on Kylian Mbappe's fitness. When will be the deadline for you to decide whether he can start the match or not? And how important do you think the psychological advantage for your players of having already reached a final, whereas Manchester City's players have been battling for so long to reach that first final? When it gets to the final few minutes, how crucial do you think that psychological battle could be?
With Kylian, we will see today, and we will take the decision tomorrow. We need to assess him today. And then I think it's difficult to describe what means psychological advantage. I think I don't understand. It's difficult to understand what means because I think it's football game that you need to be better than another team. And I think sometimes we give too much importance to words that is difficult to describe and to show what means that. The most important tomorrow is to be better. It's like a team to play better, like we play the first 45 minutes and then we damage them. And then in the second half, okay, they were better. Of course, they had more possession than us. We had more possession in the first half. Yes, because we are going to play a team that is building in the last 10 years to play in this stage. That is the thing. We are going to play semi-finals, Paris Saint-Germain, Manchester City, two big team, and depend of tomorrow. If we are better, we are going to be through. If we are not better, of course, we will not deserve to go, and because we are not going to be good enough. That is true. Is all is to be better than our opponent, but mental, psychological advantage. That is worse when you cannot describe and you cannot talk about football, and then that we use always the topic.
Hi, Mauricio. Good to see you again. How are you?
How are you? Very good, thank you.
Very well.
Okay?
Hope you and Jesus enjoy your trip back to England. Two questions in one, really. One, is there more pressure on Pep tomorrow because he's never reached a Champions League final with City? And as you know from being here, everybody sort of demands that he wins the Champions League with City. And secondly, have you got the same feeling in your stomach now as you had a couple of years ago ahead of that famous night in Amsterdam when he led Spurs to the final?
No, I think it's not more pressure for one or another. I think when you arrive in this stage, it's about to be on the final. I saw Pep before in the press conference say I am more relaxed than ever. In my position, the same. I am so relaxed. I am enjoying because it's difficult to arrive on this stage. I think Paris Saint-Germain, not too many times, I can say in 50 years to play semi-final like we are going to play tomorrow. That is why it's about to enjoy. It's about to be relaxed, prepare the game in the best way, and of course after to enjoy the game and try to be better. That is the only way that to be on have the possibility to be on the final. I have the same feeling. I am relaxed like 2 years ago, knowing that we are going to face a very good team, but we have good quality player too, and we are a very good team too. And for sure, it's going to be a battle that we need to be better than them.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Thank you very much.